NFL because the both of our shocks last week, or I think it might have been 2 weeks ago, we both predicted that Matthew Stafford would no longer be a Ram. He is still going to be a Ram. And then Deebo Samuel just gets dumped to my now arch rival. Yes, I said it. They're now a bigger rival to me than the Dallas Cowboys. The Washington Commanders for a 5th-round pick for absolutely nothing, and I will have the personal pleasure of tackling Deebo Samuel because, as you know, he is one of my most hated players in the NFL.
Yeah, I think the thing with Deebo, though, is he's fallen off since he had that great season like 4 years ago. Can he get back to that?
Well, I think he's in a good, perfect role now with Cliff Kingsbury as his OC. He's not going to be the number one guy. He's kind of a gadget player, which Cliff Kingsbury loves to use. Like, I do think it's a good fit. I don't know if it's going to have this, oh my God, over the top, difference-making effect that some people think for the Commanders. Because I think their real issues are actually on the defensive side of the ball and their offensive line.
Yeah, for sure. But
they did need a legit number 2 receiver, though, and Deebo does fill that need. And, hey, if you're going to give me Deebo Samuel for a 5th-round pick, well, I don't understand. And you know me and my football mind and how I try to think of things. The wide back thing drives me nuts. I'm one of those people that I don't really love positioning with players. It's hard for me to sort of visualize, like, how to use this guy. Do I use him in the slot as a receiver? Do I use him as a back? Do I use him out of the backfield? I generally don't love moving my players around personally. So I don't know. Deebo's not my cup of tea, but he certainly fits their scheme.
Yeah, but in terms of Matthew Stafford, I think part of the reason he went back to the Rams is because he saw like the potential suitors for him. The Browns, the Giants, the Raiders, maybe Tennessee. And he was like, those are all dumpster fires. I don't want to go to any of those.
By the way, Tom Brady was also skiing with Matthew Stafford last week. And how Tom Brady's allowed to do that, be the minority owner of the Raiders and call the number 1 game on Fox every week, I still don't understand. But I don't know if you saw the report that came out today, but the Giants actually matched Matthew Stafford's money than what the Rams are giving him. The Rams and the Giants agreed on the deal to send Matthew Stafford to the Giants, and Stafford nixed it at the last second.
Doesn't surprise me. Who would want to play in MetLife Stadium in New Jersey when the Giants are a total dumpster fire? By the way, I've heard reports the Giants are trying to trade up to the number 1 overall pick so they can get Cam Ward.
They're trying everything. They may even try to let Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers stay in New York and go play for him next year.
Oh, good God, that would be horrible.
But, I mean, here's what, and my buddy is a Washington Commanders fan, Austin Arnold. I was on his podcast. It just dropped today. We talked about this. Like, if you're the Giants, and I know this was the Rams conversation, but they were involved in the Matthew Stafford trade. If you're the Giants, you're not going to wait on a rookie quarterback because if Brian Daboll and Joe Shane don't have a good year, they're both getting fired. They're going to go after a veteran. In my opinion, they're going to go after a Rodgers, maybe even a Devontae Adams. They're going to do whatever they can to win this year.
Yeah. In terms of the Rams, though, they were allowing Cooper Kupp to seek a trade.
So, I was telling a buddy this, and I told him this on Friday, so I know I didn't get a chance to tell you this. The Rams, to me, are the weirdest team in the NFL. Because every year around this time, they come out and they go, yeah, we're going to move off pieces. We're going to be in a little bit of a rebuild. And then they just end up running everybody back.
Yeah.
What I don't get it. Am I wrong? Every year they're like, oh, we're moving off Stafford. We're moving off Kupp. We're moving off this guy. We're moving off that guy. And then they just run everybody back.
I feel like there was more of that this offseason with Matthew Stafford. You didn't hear a lot of that last season.
You heard a little bit of it towards like the draft time. Like if they can move off. Remember there was rumors they could move off him and go get a J.J. McCarthy, a Bo Nix.
I don't remember hearing a lot of that.
I remember the J.J. McCarthy one specifically.
So it's interesting. If the Vikings are able to bring Sam Darnold back, could they make J.J. McCarthy available?
I would not. I think it's a massive mistake. I would let Samuel L. Darnold go. I let him go test the market. Now, I'm not in the building, right? Neither are you. We don't know what J.J. McCarthy's knee is like, but I'm going to assume that J.J. McCarthy is going to be healthy by this year, and he showed signs to me, and I told you this when they drafted him. You have Kevin O'Connell, Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hockenson, Jordan Addison. Like, that's why I thought Sam Darnold was going to have a great year, because with that offense, it's hard not to fail.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And by the way, you would get J.J. McCarthy at a rookie deal. So I thought the Rams were going to move off Stafford. And by the way, I predicted Sam Darnold to be the Rams starting quarterback next year because I thought it would have made perfect sense.
It'll be really interesting to see what the Rams do.
My best guess, offensive lineman. They just let Jonah Jackson. They just traded him to the Bears. Pro Bowl right guard. They need more offensive line help. This is a deeper offensive line draft. Tackles especially, which they need help on the left side. So that's where I would bet they go.
So if you're talking first when they have their first round. But I'm talking like, if Jackson Dart, the quarterback out of Ole Miss, is still available in like the third round, for example.
They may. I would take a flyer on him. I don't think I'd go quarterback with my first pick.
No, I'm talking like in the third round, not first round. No.
It's a weird quarterback class because it's like there's Cam, then there's Shador, and then everybody has a different opinion on where these guys are going to go. Some people are like, oh, Jackson Dart's a fourth rounder. Some people say he's a second rounder. Some people say he's undraftable. Like,
yeah, I mean, I've heard mixed reviews about Shador Sanders.
There's some mock drafts that have Shador going at the end of the first round, and there's some people that think he's going to be a better quarterback than Cam Ward. It's a very weird class.
Yeah, it feels like the only confirmed quarterback, for lack of a better term, is Cam Ward.
He will be the number one pick of the 2025 NFL draft. Unless Tennessee gets a haul, like you mentioned. Like, I doubt they trade him to the Giants. I would think it would be, and it's not going to be New England, like maybe Vegas. Does Vegas give up like a second tight end, like a Michael Mayer? Maybe their left tackle, Colton Miller, and the sixth pick. Like, if Tennessee is going to move off people, they're going to get players, I would think, back.
I'm not 100% convinced they're going to go.
Oh, they're not. They're drafting Cam Ward. What I'm telling you is if they were to do that, that would be the type of deal.
No, what I'm saying is I'm not 100% convinced the Titans are going to go Cam Ward at number one.
I am 100%. I think Cam Ward's the number one pick.
I still think there's a chance they go Abdul Carter out of Penn.
There's no way. They're really that franchise. Their quarterback is Will Levis. Did you watch the Titans this year, Josh? Josh, I'm dead serious. What did I tell you every single week? I know I said it on Brand's World because I best bet him all the time. If Will Levis was your starting quarterback, you bet against Will Levis. You just do. Yeah. You cannot bring back Will Levis and Mason Rudolph. Listen, we have talked about R. Brown saying you can't bring back Deshaun Watson. At least you have Jameis Winston, Bailey Zappi. You got options in the building. Tennessee don't have a goddamn option.
Yeah.